That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers act and say they high, say they simple pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up, had to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in the field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Took the way you saw the world, then distorted it. Now you think you wanna rock that twirl somewhere orbiting. Theories disproportionate, the truth distorted quick with a forceful grip. They force a misinfo that we absorbing quick. Took the people's signature to mean extorted it. They forging it. If news anchors informants who informing them there's a surplus, but they tell us there are shortages. Credit economy mortgages, dollar that's supported with empty fortresses. But what's important is this: we courting ships important. Yes, of course it is, but extortion is in accordance with an assortment list of foreign tricks we ignoring, which informing this, informing this. It looked like we were snoring tricked. Pedophilia and the government endorsing it. Yeah, eugenics is exactly what abortion is. You just vilify those insubordinate. Way to matrix engineer, that's unfortunate. Geopolitically, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers act and say they high, say they simple pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up just to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real?
Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, sorry I'm a little late. We're gonna do our best. All right, guys, so we'll see how this goes. Let me make sure that everything's set up right. Yeah, we should be good. All right, cool. We're going to talk about the Jesuits, or as Erie would say, the Jesuits. What up, bro? Thank you, man. Hey, everybody. Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, what's up, bro? Huey's a super moderator. Oh, hey, what up, bro? Hola. Oh, that was me. All right, whatever. We get it. All right. I guess we'll do the housekeeping. Yeah, you know. This subject is a whole lot of info, and let's just be real. I'm not going to cover all of it, but I'm going to try to give you a good idea of what I think's going on here. So let's see. Alex, thanks for the $5 to the man on Cash App. I think that's it. We got yeah, I think that's it. Oh, G Rocha. Thank you for the follow on Patreon. Gracias. All right. So let's just get into this. Screen share. Basically the outline premise here before we get started is basically so you always hear the terms like Masons and Illuminati, right? But like no one ever hears about the Jesuits. So like, for example, the Rothschilds, that's nothing more than like the Jesuits' banker. So the Jesuits are the ones that are actually all the way at the top. And I'm going to explain why I think that is. And of course, you should logically be able to know that, right? Like, if someone has an incredibly amount, like large amount of power, like they control everything. Why would everyone know who they are, right? Like, they wouldn't. That's stupid. So, when you hear the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds a lot, well, they're just at the bottom, bro. That's how you know who they are. So the Jesuits are the ones really pulling the strings. So for all the little special boys that are going to spiral because they're churchians or whatever, you might, let me check. Yeah, it's probably time you leave, because you're not, I'm going to slaughter the sacred cow that is Catholicism. That's just a heads up. If you start spiraling in the chat, no one cares, bro. No one cares. So just so you know how this is going down, I'm not going to hold back. Catholicism's going down, bro. Let's get into it. All right. Secret Society of Jesus. Who started it? Ignatius of Loyola. I can't believe I didn't even figure out how to pronounce his name yet. But anyway, this dude did. Clearly just a little grabbler. 1540. Of course, this group predates this, but this is when they came up with the current name they still hold to. I'm going to read part of this oath because it's just ridiculous. So, the Jesuit oath. Let's get down a little bit. All right, so, well, there's really not much reason. Ignatius Loyola. I hope that I'm saying that right. So, and my ghostly father, the superior general of the Society of Jesus, founded by Saint Ignatius Loyola, do by the womb of the Virgin, swear that His Holiness the Pope is Christ's vice regent, which just means like ruler, and is the true and only head of the Catholic or Universal Church. Nothing weird here, right? Like, oh, these guys believe in Yeshua, but they're calling dudes their holiness. But that checks out. I do now renounce and disown any allegiance is due to any heretical king, prince, or state named Protestant or liberal, or obedience to any of their laws or magistrates or officers. I do further declare the doctrine of the Church of England and Scotland and of the Calvinists, whatever that word is, and others of the name of Protestant or liberal to be damnable and themselves to be damned, who will not forsake the same. I do further promise and declare that, notwithstanding I am dispensed with to assume my religion heretical for the propagation of Mother Church's interest. I mean, this is so weird. To keep secret and private all her agents' counsels from time to time. I'm going to start reading fast, guys. Sorry, I'm already bored. As they interest me and not divulge directly or indirectly by word, writing, or circumstances, whatever, I do furthermore promise and declare that I will, when opportunity presents, make and wage relentless war secretly or openly against all heretics, Protestants, and liberals, as I am directed to, extirpate them from the face of the earth. And and that I will spare neither age, sex, or condition, and that I will hang, burn, waste, boil, flay, strangle, and bury alive those infamous heretics, rip up the stomachs and wombs of the women, and crush their infants' heads against the walls in order to annihilate their inexact. Bro, this is the craziest thing I think I've ever read. These people claim to have something to do with God. What? Okay, that when the same cannot be done openly. When can that be done openly? Oh yeah, that's right. Abortions. So there you go. I wonder why we do abortions. Probably has nothing to do with the secret little group of grabblers that play dress up in the dark, and this is what they swore an oath to do. So that when the same cannot be done openly, I will secretly use the poisonous cup, the strangulating cords, the stills of the poniard, or the leaden bullets, regardless of the honor, rank, dignity, or authority of the persons, whatever may be in their condition in life, either public or private, as I at any time may be directed to by any agent of the Pope, or the superior of the Holy Father of the Society of Jesus. Real quick, Gravy, just a little side note. You know how a lot of people, now again, I can't help it, man. Please don't spiral. Just please don't spiral. Like, I don't care. I don't care. Okay, so a lot of people talk about the Trinity a lot. I'm not here to argue about that or whatever, but I did stumble across information that's very interesting. The Jesuits, tying all the way back to these esoteric Gnostic belief systems, their ultimate God that they refer to in the Gnostic texts is mother, father. Okay, so that's why they're so obsessed with being trannies. That's why they're so obsessed with Baphomet being a tranny and as above, so below. This goes back to what I told you about the hexagram being a sexagram, and it's got, both sides, fire, water, male, female. They call their God mother, father, but it has a Trinity type aspects to it. So if anyone's ever been confused about that or anything, I just maybe think about that. I'm not a churchian, don't claim to be, so I'm not going to stake a claim on what everything means, but that's very interesting if you think about it, because this has been propped up by those who claim to be Christians very strongly, right? Like if you go ask a Christian what it means, probably one of the first things they'll talk about is the Trinity and their interpretation of it that they've been told via doctrine of men. So anyway, I will secretly use the poisonous cup. Already read that. Or the superior of the Holy Father of the Society of Jesus, which of course was not his name, it was Yeshua, in confirmation of which I hereby dedicate my life, my soul, and my corporal powers, and with this dagger, which I now receive, I will subscribe my name written in blood in testimony thereof, and I shall prove false or weaken in my determination. May my brethren and fellow soldiers of the militia of the Pope cut off my hands and my feet and my throat from ear to ear, rip my belly open, and sulfur burned therein, and all the punishments that can be inflicted on me on earth, and my soul be tortured by demons in an eternal hell forever. In testimony thereof, I take this most holy and blessed sacrament of the Eucharist, I guess, and witness the same further with my name written in with this point of the dagger, dipped in my own blood, and sealed in the face of the Holy Covenant. So, nothing sketchy so far, right? That checks out. Oh, you're working for God, right? And you're just trying to help the world. So we need you to make an oath. Here's a dagger. Cut yourself, bleed. Now swear your oath. And if you mess up, we're going to torture you by doing all kinds of crazy stuff, including just slitting your throat and putting sulfur inside of you and burning you from the inside out. And make sure that anybody that goes against whatever the Holy Father says, that we're just going to torture them, including actual children and babies, and we're going to just stomp on their heads and kill them in the womb and all this crazy stuff. Now, why is abortion so important, right? I wonder why abortions become so prevalent in modern society. Well, maybe because the people that run society consider this to be an esoteric sacrifice within their belief system. That's what it is. So whenever this little creepy grabbler, the Pope, comes out and he's like, defending all of this depravity, now you know why each sector of depravity was directly crafted, because it's esoteric occultic rituals of the Jesuit Order. That's what it is. And of course, guys, if you actually read the scriptures, we're told that it's a narrow path, dude. And well, how many people claim to be Catholic? Like an insane amount. We'll get into that. I digress. All right, we're going to move on. That's not good. All right, so this is very interesting. Georgetown University, Jesuit school. Let's look at some of the prominent people that came from Georgetown University. List of influential alumni includes former U.S. President Bill Clinton, prominent former director of the CIA and current Georgetown distinguished professor George Tenet, European Commission president and former Portuguese Prime Minister Jose Manuel Barroso. I'm so terrible at names, dude. Toys R Us international founder Joseph R. Baxo. That's why I didn't want to rush the stream, because I can guarantee you there's so much hidden gravy in each little detail here. Like Toys R Us, there's some hidden gravy there for sure. The Blackstone Group's CFO, Lawrence A. Tosi, and BBC Worldwide America COO Ann Sarnoff. The university was established in 1789 in Georgetown, Washington, D.C., is the oldest Catholic and Jesuit institution of its kind in America. Georgetown's campus is well known for the iconic Healy Hall, which is National Historic Landmark building, was featured in legendary 1973 horror movie The Exorcist. That checks out. This all seems legit so far, guys. These guys are really working for God. The school is also famous for its highly rated law school. Oh, yeah, you mean Grabler School. And its top subjects are law and legal studies and politics. Oh, you mean like the way that they control everybody. All right, moving on. Famous, influential, and noteworthy alumni. I'll post all these in the chat, but here we go. President, CEO of Fifth Third Bank. We got a bunch of banks on here, CEOs, left. These are all Catholic schools, okay? All of this. Yep. I mean, look at all these prominent people, dude. Now, these are obviously super old. Los Angeles Lakers players, which I'm not going to go as far as to say sports are completely graveled. They're just owned by the Gravelers. But U.S. Olympic Committee, former CEO. Well, this is all about this esoteric occultic ritual. People think they tie back to the Greeks and all this. And Really, this long predates that. It ties all the way back to Atlantis. Look into the history. Maybe I'll do a whole stream on the Olympics. Super creepy. So basically, look, CNN anchors, attorneys everywhere. We got a bunch of attorneys, anchors, judges, professors. Every prominent part of society is a Jesuit trained little grabbler. Look at this little grabbler. Oh, I mean, this list just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. So I'll link that, but this is how they roll, bro. You got to go Jesuit school. Just in case you didn't somehow know, Donald Trump, Jesuit trained. So he clearly took that little creepy oath we read, guys, and you don't just stumble into being a president because you're rich. You don't just become a billionaire for nothing. So when he was bailed out by the Rothschilds, right? And I've made a habit of being like, you don't just get bailed out of the Rothschilds for no reason. Just a second. Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Long time no see. Yeah, you don't get bailed out by the Rothschilds for no reason. I used to, I've always said that. Like, come on, dude gets treated life of war. He's a Zionist. Masons, Zionists. Well, Mason, Jesuits, tomato. Okay, but Zionists and Illuminati, these are covers. You know how we're just like, screw the Zionists, screw the Illuminati. I think I might have some cash where you got the little symbols on there, but like, no, I don't got any ones, but. Anyway, so everyone points the fingers at this, but no one points the fingers at the Jesuits. The Jesuits are over all of this. Trump is a Jesuit puppet. So I think that if there's actually some flat earthers that still think Trump's like the man, just think about the oath he took, right? And maybe pump the brakes, right? Oh, are we on D-Live? Oh, we're good on D-Live. What's up, everybody? Thanks for showing up at D-Live. Y'all are awesome. And I'll come chat with y'all in a second. All right, let's get back into it. Trump's a Jesuit little puppet grabbler, loser, douchebag. All right, I found this pretty interesting. St. Patrick's Cathedral in Manhattan is right across the street from Rockefeller Center. Here's a picture of it. Now, these people are obsessed with architecture. This is because, once again, it goes all the way back to Atlantis, which is where you get the idea of Aryans from. And really, like, most of this, like, when you hear about the Greeks and the Romans, they didn't build anything, bro. They didn't do anything. They're like touted as these great innovators. They were great destroyers, and all they did was go and take credit for things that they did not build. We had Redford Bear on last night. If y'all heard it, she said she went and looked at a bunch of this stuff, and the architecture was amazing. They just took credit for the architecture, but they are obsessed with it. So the Tartarians, right? Amazing architecture. Aryans all around, amazing architecture. They're obsessed with it. That's what Mason means. It's stonework. Okay, so that's why they're called Masons. Very simple, right? So they're obsessed with the esoteric knowledge of this supreme ability to, build architecture that was magnificent, and their stonework capabilities, which actually seems to have regressed if you look at the official story, right? And that doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make any sense, but we just know that history's been completely grabbled, and these people think they're the special boys that tie back, but they're creepy. So anyway, moving on. Let me actually put the screen up. As you can see, I'm a little discombobulated, or you could say incoherent. All right. Why are there underground Jesuit caves in Europe filled with Egyptian and Islamic art? I don't know. That checks out. That checks out, though. Because they love Jesus so much, probably. That's probably why. That's probably why they make us to murder babies and all this crazy stuff and slit their own throats if they don't, and they have to take blood oaths, and they're obsessed with Egyptian mythology. Now, I've told you guys in the previous stream, the original Egyptians, they were not the pharaohs and stuff that you were shown. The nobility class was none other than the Aryan race. This ties back to Atlantis, the antediluvian era that many people think is just a science fiction novel, basically, but it is not. Certainly not to these little creepy grabblers that play dress up in the dark and like to change their sex, even though that's literally impossible. So here we go. Underground Jesuit caves, dude. I mean, this just blew my mind. So here we go with all of these little esoteric symbols. I don't see how this has anything to do with Jesus, but what maybe y'all can enlighten me if there's some Catholics that's spiraling. I'm not even reading the chat right now, but yeah, what has this got to do with Jesus? What is this? This is Egyptian mythos, which it's not mythology, guys. Truth is stranger than fiction. So let's read some of this. I spent the last few hours trying to figure out why there's a network of underground Jesuit caves filled with Egyptian, Islamic, Buddhist, Christian, pagan, and secular art, and I'm stumped. This is a bit of a first for me, and I'm reaching out to you to help explain this mystery. Now, when it says Christian, it is, of course, not really Christian. It's this little figure that they show, and they claim it to be Christ, and they claim that they have his robe and all this stuff. It's complete inversion. If you actually look at the Gnostic texts, which some of them surfaced pretty obviously without their knowledge, they didn't plan on this, surfaced in like the 50s, but then no one even saw most of these texts, like the Gospel of Thomas and stuff, until the last 10 years. Now, of course, these are inversions of the true story, but they think they're real. And that's what they think makes them special boys. So when the Jesuits, and they talk about Jesus and all this stuff, well, Jesus wasn't his name. They changed it. They inverted it to have the suffix of Zeus, and the letter J didn't even exist, and blah, blah, blah. We'll get into that in a little bit, because I can freestyle rant, decapitate the nonsense that is the Catholic Church. But the point is, they do not believe the actual story of Yeshua. They think it's much different. For example, they do not think that Yeshua died on the cross. They actually have a Gnostic text, these little Jesuit grabblers, where they think that someone else died on the cross, and that in these texts, Yeshua supposedly actually quoted where he's like, I was laughing at them, thinking it was me and all this stuff. So they don't think that he was actually killed on the cross. Now you're starting to get a bigger picture of how blasphemous they are, maybe whenever you realize that they inverted everything that Yeshua actually said, because they do not believe the same story that you do. But they don't just think it's all a fairy tale. They think it's very real. They just think that they know the true story and you don't. These little Gnostic beliefs that stem from the Watchers in the antediluvian era of Atlantis, and then the offspring that they think they tie back to, which, of course, I'll show you in a second. All the Jesuits are inbred. Which I don't know where. I hope I didn't lose that freaking thing, but we'll find it. All right, anyway, I'll have them straight up telling you about, in their own words, in their own literature, they talk about inbreeding ceremonies. In their own literature. This is because, again, they think they're the special boys and they have the blood that makes them royal, tying back to Atlantis and the Aryans. Okay, so here's what I learned so far. Just outside the city of Maastricht, close to the Belgian border, you can find one of the most exquisitely carved limestone quarries in the world, known as Jesuit Cave. Jesuitenberg, certainly not German, so bear with me. But anyway, little Jesuit cave. Nothing to see here, just a creepy little cave in the ground where Jesuits go and they worship all kinds of stuff that has nothing to do with what they claim to believe in, but we should give them all of our money and praise some dude that wears a big giant dick on his head. The underground passageways that descend to a depth of 45 meters were dug between 1704 and 1880, when marlstone was widely used as a building material, but the astonishing art and sculpture didn't appear until 1860, when Jesuits settled in the area and first set foot in the quarry. So here are some pictures of little grabblers. The natives called them black robes. This is because this is what they used to always wear. They're just about as creepy and weird as you could possibly get. So I don't need to read this dude's little subjective stuff, I wouldn't think. Over the next 100 years, Jesuit students completed over 400 works of art, including blah, 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 blah. All right, so you see, look at these little creepy drawings, bro. These people are weird. Oh, this must have to do with Jesus. That's probably what this is. You know, with a snake on his head, that probably have something to do with Jesus, huh? The secret society. It's the secret society of Jesus, right? They just don't put the secret on there. They think that they know the secrets about the real story of Yeshua, or what they call Jesus. They think they don't like Yeshua. They think he's like a joke. They think he was nothing important, right? That's the whole trick. They think they've tricked you by telling you he is important. And this is why a lot of people, when they start to dig into this, they're like, they think they broke the code, because they start to find out that so much of this is grabble and so much of this is like been diluted, right? When it comes to like modern Christianity. And so they're like, oh, I figured out the trick. And they fall for the same trick that these grabblers are falling for, right? These little Jesuit clown shows, where they think they're the special boys and have all the secrets. They fall for that same trick. That's kind of the whole thing, right? You're not woke because you just found out what the Gnostic teachings are. They're wrong, bro. They're worshiping Lucifer. So maybe skip to the end of the book, right? Like me and Huey were talking about, we need some like Grabbler Cliff Notes. Maybe they didn't read what it happens in the end, apparently. So here we go, some more creepy little drawings. Oh, this probably has something to do with Jesus too. There are Jesuit caves, bro. I'm speaking as if I know there are some Catholics here. Oh, this makes sense. This makes sense. The Society of Jesus has a statue of Buddha, who was, look, you see, they have the real depiction of him. He's skinny, he's fair-skinned, and he has blue eyes. Not here. They don't even have any color on it. But he's clearly not fat, right? They showed you like this darker-skinned fat dude. No, he was skinny, fair-skinned, and blue eyes. All the noble classes. Where all the original ancient depictions of Buddha have blue eyes. I encourage you to look at the People Removed stream if you haven't seen any of that. Here we go with some more blasphemous nonsense. I don't even know. Clearly, these are grabblers, as you can tell. But what is that, bro? This is the weirdest stuff I've ever seen, bro. So they have caves. Think about what's in the Vatican basement, right? This is what they're obsessed with, the esoteric Gnostic knowledge they think makes them special boys, tracking back to, this is a Jesuit emblem here of one of the coat of arms, right? So this looks familiar to you guys, I would think. Look familiar to anybody? Does this symbol look familiar? Like, I don't know, it just kind of used to represent the United States. Yeah, I'm just going to keep scrolling these pictures. Just really, really weirdo stuff, bro. What is that? So, yeah, I found that interesting. All right, now y'all going to have to bear with me. I actually think I might play y'all a video that runs through a bunch of this because I didn't prepare as good as I probably should have. I've been busy, guys. But let's go to the video. Let me find it. So you're going to have to give me a second. Yeah, of course, I can probably look up while I talk about it, though. So we got all kinds of stuff wrong with the Catholic Church, right? So we got Yeshua says, do not call any men on earth father, while he's talking to priests. So I know what we'll do. We'll call the priest father. That checks out. Oh, we're going to build the world's biggest observatory. What should we name it? Let's name it Lucifer. Actually, if anyone has the link to the Media Bear Owen Benjamin skit of the Lucifer thing, I want to play it. It's hilarious. I think it's Media Bear. I know we have a lot of bears in here, so if anyone can hook me up with, I don't know if y'all can drop links though. Damn. If y'all want to tell me what YouTube channel it's on, I'll play it. It's hilarious because it's going to make my point. So they named their telescope Lucifer, bro. The person they claim to be like their mortal enemy, right? This is, of course, because they actually worship them. So let me see. Oh, here we go. Let me read some of these quotes for you, and I'll play the video. So, Frederick von Hardenberg. Never before in the course of the world's history had such a society appeared. The old Roman Senate itself did not lay schemes for world domination with greater certainty of success. All right. The secret, or the Society of Jesus, i.e. the Jesuit Order, is the enemy of man. The whole human race should unite for its overthrow, for there is no alternative between its total extirpation and the absolute corruption and degradation of mankind. Robert J. Breckinridge or something. Why do people have such weird names, dude? It's impossible to read Elizabethan history except in the context of an army of Jesuits, masters of deceit, treachery, treason, infiltration, subversion, assassination, insurrection, civil war, and coercion, plotting for the good of the papacy and the defeat of all the Pope's foes everywhere in the world. J.E.C. Shepherd. Samuel Morse. The Jesuits are a secret society, a sort of Masonic order with super added features of revolting Odysseus, don't know that word, and 1,000 times more dangerous. So some people know what's going on here. So I'm going to play this video for you guys. You're going to have to try to read it kind of fast. But hey, y'all are flat earthers, right? So y'all are on the higher end of the bell curve, the spectrum, I would think. So let's go over here. Oh, check this out. Oh, this is probably just a coincidence, huh, guys? Must be nice. Yep, that's what the Pentagon is. It's a Jesuit war room. All right, guys, I'm going to save you guys. I know that is probably whatever. I'll just cover it for you guys. So, pretty interesting. I'll try and find that video where I downloaded it and linked it. If y'all want me to keep playing the video, I will, though. If y'all were able to read it fast enough, just say, like, if you want me to continue playing it, just say yes in the chat, and I'll pick back up. I think it's got like 6 minutes left or something. But I do find it very interesting. Let me go over here and throw this back up here, because the real gravy in that video is the Jesuit war rooms. I mean, that is wild. So let's take a closer look, because I remember I screenshotted it. Look at that, bro. I mean, Villa Farnese, it's the same design. That is, what is the Pentagon for, guys? We are a Jesuit corporation. The Pentagon is a Jesuit war room. That's what it is. You've seen, of course, the layout of the streets in Washington, D.C. That's what this is all about. And again, the Jesuits, they practice inbreeding. Oh, everyone says yes. Okay, we'll play it back. So yeah, they think they tie back to these groups that I covered a few streams back, which is why I knew I had to do it at least in a particular order. Let me find it. Here we go. Screen share. Guys, sorry, I underestimated your reading comprehension capabilities.
Quiet Hertfordshire village. Somewhere people prefer to keep themselves to themselves.
What a pivot.
And probably the last place you'd expect to find the man medieval minds regarded as God's apostle on earth, Nicholas Breakspear.
This is where the only ever English pope was born, Abbot Langley.
Listen to that, dude. That is so creepy.
In France, Nicholas became an abbot, but his zealous commitment to church reform angered local monks when they complained to the Pope.
The Pope clearly sees something that he likes and brings him to Rome and makes him a bishop and makes him a cardinal.
In 1154, as Breakspear edged closer to the Vatican, Pope Anastasius IV died. The top seat in the Catholic Church was suddenly vacant.
He doesn't have a powerful backer, and that's why at the conclave that elected him, that's why it was a great surprise that this figure came really from nowhere.
What a weirdo. What are you wearing on your head? Does that look interestingly familiar? Got the foul symbol in the middle. That represents the ovary. Look at that douche. All inbred. There is no globe. Order out of chaos. There you go. That's my kind of video, to be honest. I loved it because it was let's get straight to the point, bro. So you saw the symbols, right? And you've seen it associated with Ordos. I forgot to say it in Latin or whatever, but like Ordos de Chaos or something like that. But order out of chaos, right? Order. What order? There's always levels to the grabble. Okay, it's the order. They want to bring about the full supreme reign of the order, the Jesuit order. That's what it's really talking about. All right, maybe that was heavy for some of the squirt boys that think that Catholicism is legit. So we're gonna play a funny. This video is hysterical. This is Owen Benjamin. If y'all haven't seen it, it's about the Vatican Lucifer. This is a voiceover. And it's just hilarious, dude. It's absolutely hilarious.
You know, looking at the telescope, I'm pretty sure it's just like, what is it?
There's probably going to be some language, I'm sure. But y'all be all right. And here we go with the phallus symbol, of course. So, here we go.
You know, looking at the telescope, I'm pretty sure it's just like, what is it? It's large. It's a binocular telescope, right, boys? It's near infrared utility. It's got utility. It's not infrared, but it's near infrared. Okay, we got to make sure we let the people know it's near, not close to, near infrared utility with, is there a camera? Is there field units? Yeah, let's put all that in. And it's for, is it for galactic research? No. It's not galactic. It's extragalactic research. And I just feel like it flows the best when I say large binocular telescope near infrared utility with camera and integral field unit for extragalactic research. I feel like that's, what does that spell out anyway, guys? Lucifer? Lucifer. You sure you want to use that, guys? I mean, Lucifer is the angel of darkness. He rebelled against God. And, you know, I know we're the Vatican, and I know we claim to be Christian, and I know that it would be weird if we named our telescope Lucifer, but I just think it's worth it to make sure everybody knows exactly what it is. I mean, what should we take out here, guys? Should we take out the large binocular? Because everybody needs to know that it's a large binocular telescope. I mean, it's large. And if people don't know it has near infrared utility, then no one will take us seriously when we're checking out the zodiacal lights. Just go with it. I know we're going to get kicked back because we named it after what we claim to be our enemy is. But you know what? That's the info people need. It can't be Lucifer. It has to be large. Everyone needs to know it's large. But sir, they can look at it and see that it's large. No, they can't. What about great? It's great. Grucifer? No. Grucifer is not the angel that rebelled against God. What's that, sir? Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
So funny, dude. It makes the point, bro. It makes the point. So there's literally no reason that they would name it that. They got tons of kickback, so they're like, whoa, we must change the name. They've caught on. We'll just change it to Lucy. They just couldn't let it go. They just had to keep it, right? Like the abbreviation for Lucifer. And y'all, if y'all ever seen the movie Lucy, well, that's what it's talking about. Lucy, that's just an abbreviation for Lucifer. So let's see if I got any more on here. I got another little thing because I guess maybe some people might not believe, because some people just can't fully grasp the depravity of some of these people. So I'll just read it to you in their own words. And I'll drop this PDF in the show notes. All right. So maybe I'll make it bigger. All right. This is super weird, dude. All right, here. That is the germination and growth of an idea is a very slow process. Christ's own effort, who's Christ? To change the mind of his disciples required not surveys or theological arguments, but the infusion of the Holy Spirit. What spirit are they talking about? Jesuits need education to justice. This must move us against past training, which emphasized the intellectual versus the emotional, with some Jansenism, which is just magic. This withered the hearts of some to the point of fearing love itself. Even our group retreats, as well as individual self-directed inbreeding retreats, fostered an individualistic bent. I mean, guys, this is their own letters. So they don't even hide it. So I'll give you an overarching take on this whole thing, okay? So basically the whole practice, it's all about magic. And of course, this is spelled with a K at the end of it. And so one of the primary practices is sex magic. So if Alex, you're watching, chill, bro. So the sex magic, of course, it ties back to all these different representations of pagan goddesses, and of course Ishtar or Easter, right? Pagan goddess of fertility, the woman of many names, right? Because again, Tower of Babel broke up. They told the same story in different ways. The point is, there is something to it. It's about prolonging sexual satisfaction, and if you can accomplish this, you, in their little occultic grabbler belief system, you acquire some type of special knowledge or advantage. So when you find out that the Vatican is flooded down with all kinds of accusations of pedophilia, well, it will never stop. It's intrinsic in the very esoteric Gnostic foundation of the Jesuit Order, right? And this is a little heavy. I don't want to go into too much detail, but they're very clear that pedophilia is strongly suggested to attain this magic with a K. But they suggest that it must be under 8 years old. So if you want to know how dark these people are, they didn't just invert everything. They don't just have immense amounts of power. They didn't just set the Pentagon up so that it's clearly just a Jesuit war room, right? They literally have no limitation to the depravity they will sink so that they can think that they're the special boys and attain the secret knowledge. Pedophilia will never be detached from the Catholic Church. It's intrinsic within the very Jesuit order that's at the crux of it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you all my take on Catholicism as a whole and each little detail. Okay. So again, save the spiraling because nobody cares, bro. Like, nobody cares. So we're 53 minutes and 40 seconds in. I think it's time that you leave if you're going to spiral. So Catholicism has nothing to do with Yeshua. It's actually the inversion of it. It is nothing more than Luciferianism. I'll show you. Most of you have seen, of course, where the Pope stands. Just a giant snake behind him. He sits on a throne with little naked babies on it. It is the epitome of evil. It is Luciferianism. It is where all the true power lies, and these other subsects that they point the fingers at, like Zionism and stuff. Zionism is a true problem. Well, who's behind Zionism, right? These people are all Jesuits because they're all Luciferians. At the top of Luciferian doctrine, you have the Jesuit order, of course. Above that, you have Luciferianism. This is what the pyramid symbolizes. It's the actual hierarchy of the people underneath the Luciferian doctrine. At the top is the I. This is illumination, enlightenment, right? Now people say, oh, Illuminati. Again, that's just this little Adam Weishaupt little subsect of the true ideology. It is, they use these Masons and stuff. They use them as their bankers, as their war criminals, because they're too much of special boys to get their own hand dirty. So let's go all the way back. Modern Christianity ties back to Romans, right? So the Roman Catholic Church has brought to you what people call modern days Christianity, right? Now, Yeshua is very real. There is definitely power in the scriptures, but there's only 66 books, and we know why there are 66 books. The apocryphal text is more directly translated to like secret teachings or something to that effect. Okay, that's why they took this out. They have many more Gnostic beliefs, so they absorbed everything. So these little scribes back in the day, they were like, who are these people that call themselves Nazarenes? Yeah, that's right, guys. They didn't call themselves Christians at all. None of the true followers of Yeshua call themselves that. They call themselves Nazarenes. So what did the little creepy grabblers do? Well, they're like, who are these people that think that this Yeshua guy is some type of divine Messiah? They're just like the Jews, but they think that the Messiah came. So we got to come up with a new name for them. They were making fun of them. Christians was a derogatory term. That's how it originated, as a derogatory term towards these kooky people that think some human being that was just some ordinary looking dude that was killed for his troubles. I know this sounds like disgustingly blunt, but this is how they are. Okay. These crazy people think that this just random ordinary dude who was killed for his troubles was some type of Messiah. So they practice just like the Jews do, but they think that the prophecy of the Messiah was fulfilled. So here we go. We'll just write it down. Well, they found out they couldn't get rid of them. They did things like there was the Great Fire, where the leader is like, okay, back then, there used to be way more logos. So even within the sunken depravity of these occultic groups, there was way more logos. When you were a king and you took an oath, you had to keep your oath. You had to. There was more like inherent logos. So when people were creepy, they had to be a little bit craftier. Now they can just come on CNN and tell you, we hate you guys and we're taking you over and everything's a lie, and people still believe it, right? That's how you know we're getting closer and closer towards where they lose, right? So anyway, they take Yeshua, they change his name to Jesus. It's because with the fire, okay, sorry, I'll do that. But so with the fire, like I said, it was up to the leader. The leader took responsibility for it, right? Because it was under his rule. So if the leader did not find a group that he could blame for it, he would be responsible for it. So he blamed the Christians, because who cares? Just a small group of people will just blame them. Killed them. They just wouldn't go away. They couldn't get the Christians to go away. The Christians, or the Nazarenes, they couldn't get them to go away because they experienced Yeshua. Their ancestors, their parents and their grandparents, they experienced these things. There was no breaking the faith. So what they finally decided to do was to absorb it into their pagan practices. Most people know this. They absorbed into the pagan practice. That's why they changed his name. It's more like Iosis, right, with an I, and that suffix was attributed to Zeus. And that's why many people didn't have a problem with it, because they're like, oh, just another reference to Zeus. It's just some other pagan god with the suffix reference to Zeus. And so they changed it from the Sabbath over to Sunday because it was sun worship, and they already had festivals. They had a tradition set up where they had festivals on Sunday. So they didn't change anything. They just swapped it over, but that way they could get these people that were Christians on their side too, because you want a monolith of ideology so you can have better control, right? So then they give a decree, remove the book of Enoch from the face of the earth. This is going to cut through our lives way too much, okay? So, and they didn't like how basically it gives another narrative to what these little deities they worship really were. And they're evil, right? So we'll remove that. So then you track all the way down, they give you 66 books. So the Catholic Church, they claim that they built their church upon the cornerstone that was Peter, right? Well, what the reason that they do this is because what was Peter infamous for in the Bible, right? He was infamous for denying Christ, denying Yeshua, right? That's what he was infamous for. So that's why they say they built their entire church upon him, because they deny Yeshua. It's Luciferianism. It's inversion. So what did they do? They deny him. So they take him and they inverted every single one of the practices. Every single one of them, right? So they came up with perjury. Most of y'all know that. And they're like, oh, you can, people still think perjury is legit. If you look into it, they literally came up with perjury so that they could get money from people saying your loved ones are caught in limbo, pay us, and we can get them out. And people did it, okay? So then you go all the way forward. Let's see what all they do. You shall not have any graven images. That's what Yeshua said. What do? They have rosary beads with Mary on it, right? Graven images. Don't have any idols or graven images. And then they literally have statues of Mary. Okay? They pray. Now, Yeshua is the only mediator to God. The only way that your prayer gets to God. What do? They pray to Peter. They pray to Mary. They pray to loved ones. Again, directly inverted. Okay? Do not pray in vain repetitions like that of the heathens, because God does not hear those prayers. What do the Catholics do? They pray in vain repetitions. Again, Yeshua said to the priests specifically, do not call any man on this earth father. What do? They call the priests father. Okay? Yeshua is the only person that your prayer can go through and be mediated and that you can actually have your sins forgiven through. Okay? Because he sacrificed his innocent blood. Right? So the wages of sin is death. Okay? So that means that's all of our punishments. All of us sin. All of us. No, you don't get... We'll get it. You don't just get popped out and then they put you in some water. They put some water on your head. Then you're good to go forever. Live however you want to. It's nothing like that, right? So once saved, always saved, Calvinism, people think it's somehow like antithetical or opposed to certain parts of the Catholic Church and nowadays and all this stuff. No, it's an inversion. They say, well, you're born here, but since your parents knew what was up, we can just tap you with some water. Right? So they have this little occultic ritual where now you're good to go no matter what you do. And that's exactly the opposite of what it really is. Right? Everything is inverted. Yeshua is where to explain the context, some people don't know. There was a covenant made with Abraham. This was because the bloodline that the Messiah, Yeshua, was going to be born to had to be kept pure. There was literal genetics being manipulated, like the literal manipulation of genetics. So there was a covenant. It gave him all these rules, right? Like, this is how you keep yourself separated from the other group of people. Do not partake in these practices. Like, here, circumcised so you can physically have an identifier. Like it was this serious. We have to keep the bloodline pure so Yeshua can be born to it down the lineage of David, right? So we have the covenant fulfilled because Yeshua was born to pure blood, literally pure blood, and he doesn't commit sin. So his blood doesn't have to be an atonement for his sins because he didn't commit sins. So whenever his blood was innocently shed, it was on behalf of the sins of everyone else. Because in theory, you could do it if you can't actually do it. But the point is, if you didn't sin, right? Because the wages of sin is death. That's why you used to have to do sacrifices, right? There has to be blood, bro. This might be heavy for some people, but maybe they need to hear it. So this is the real story. This was all grappled by the very group of people that we're talking about. So then Yeshua, you push forward, obviously murdered innocently, pure, innocent blood. Now it's on behalf of us. You go through Yeshua as the mediator to cover the sins. That's all you got to do. It seems like a cakewalk. If you know the whole story, you should be very grateful for that. Okay, so you have to go through the mediator of Yeshua. Well, what do? They tell you to go talk to some creepy little grabbler in a dress, and then ask him for forgiveness for your sins. Confess all your sins to man. What? What? Okay, so when you read the scriptures in context and you know about the supper, right? And the blood and the flesh, right? It was symbolic, right? Like blood, drink the blood. It's talking about like the pain and suffering that you must endure to be a true follower of the way. You have to drink that same cup of suffering, okay? The word became flesh. You eat the flesh. You are to eat the word, right? It's the bread of life. It's what gives you life. That's what it represents. What do the Catholics say? That the Pope is some little magician, and when he goes up there and he does this little creepy ritual, it's actually the literal blood and the literal flesh. They inverted every single part of the true teachings. Every single part. And honestly, if you don't have eyes to see that, you're not praying, you're not trying to live right, because the freaking creepy little dude comes out and says, Oh, if aliens come here, I'm going to baptize them. Aliens will be nothing more than interdimensional entities or demons. Why are you trying to baptize demons, bro? What? Are you advocating for abortion, the slaughter of the most innocent babies that exist, the most innocent life that exists, right? You're advocating abortion. But you're supposedly like the holiness that's operating on behalf of God, but you're advocating the murder of babies. Oh, well, sodomy's cool. Sodomy's cool. Checks out. So God said that sodomy was an abomination. In fact, so much so, he literally destroyed an entire city because of it. With a lot of wrath. And said, told the girl wasn't supposed to look back. She looked back. She turned to salt, right? Destroyed a whole city for it. So the Pope tells you, oh, sodomy's cool. Abortion's cool. Oh, I'm gonna baptize aliens. Everything's inverted. It is the Luciferian doctrine. Why did they call their observatory Lucifer? They worship Lucifer. And what is the importance of that? Right? They don't just go around naming everything Lucifer. They don't just like, oh, I'll name this cathedral Lucifer. Oh, and again, they wear dresses, bro. Go to Catholic church, a dude just wearing like a dress. Like, oh, I wonder what color dress I should wear today. And then I go up here and all this creepy, weird nonsense, praying in vain repetitions, wearing dresses. This is because Baphomet, duality, man and female. They think their God is the mother father. That's what they call it. That's the Gnostic texts that have been removed from you that the Jesuits think they're special for actually upholding to, right? So that's why they wear dresses, because they're weirdos. So they don't just go around naming everything Lucifer, but they named their telescope that. Why? Why? Because they're looking in the sky. What's in the sky? The sky has stars. What are stars? Why are stars so important? You can't just go, oh, like on cue the light goes out. You can't just go be like, hey, Vatican, can I see your Lucifer images? It's not how it works. You can't even do that with the U.S. military. They have huge observatories too. Of course, not the world's biggest one. The world's biggest one's called Lucifer by the Catholic Church. But the U.S. military, it's all classified. Even the person that does it, they come in shifts, right? And they just take it and they give it, take it and they give it. They constantly just report the images back. Okay? So they're seeing something with great clarity in the sky. Us peasants aren't allowed to see it, right? We're not allowed to see what's in there. So what are they looking at? Well, the stars are angels, bro. That's where I'm at. Stars are angels. Enoch tells you they're angels. And it makes a lot of sense because they're singing majestic praises and via sonoluminescence, star in a jar, cymatics. If you add a certain frequency to water, it will literally turn into light. Well, what's the firmament do? It separates the heavenly waters from the earthly waters. There's water up there. There's angels. They're put on a certain path. They're given a certain path, which are for us. Okay? And they're singing praises in a liquid, fluid medium, and we perceive illumination. Okay, and they're keeping an eye on them. We got the rebellious angels that did not adhere to their path, and those are what people call planets, which just means wanderers, wanderer stars. But more so, they wandered from their path appointed by God. They named them all these different deities. They worship them. And these are just underneath in the hierarchy of Lucifer at the top. That's why that the observatory was named Lucifer, because it's very important to them. They're watching the sky. That's why they told you fairy tales about the sky. They told you it was some vacuum that defies natural law. They told you all this nonsense because you needed to be detached from understanding what's really going on there. There's a spiritual war going on. What are meteors? What are comets? What are sprites? Like electrical discharges. It has an electrical nature, certainly in my opinion, but it's like, what exactly is it? There's a spiritual war going on, and I mean a literal war. Literal war going on, bro. So when you little losers run around complaining, why would God let this happen? And why is this bad stuff? Even though I watch porn 15 times a week and I'm a little squirt boy and I just squirt all the time, watching runaways get plowed on the internet for free because that's what you do. You just give porn for free, making people, expose the most vulnerable act they could ever do. You just give it for free, right? You're just sunken in depravity. You're just running around desensitized, watching trainee runaways get plowed for free on the internet, 15 times a day. You have no testosterone whatsoever. You're just draining all of your male energy. You're not trying to have a wife and be fruitful and multiply, which is what was given to you, so you would long for nothing. You're not trying to sacrifice anything, right? You're not trying to detach from fleshly desires or the temporal desires. You're not trying to get right with God. You're not trying to go do and speak the truth. You're not trying to go tell everyone that God's real. You want to be a God. All this crazy stuff. But those same people have the freaking audacity to be like, why would God let bad things happen? Like, you're an idiot. There's a spiritual war going on. It's way bigger than the fact that you can't go 12 consecutive hours without squirting to some porno. Okay? It's way bigger than your depravity and your nonsense and your limited cognitive grasp where you somehow think that atheism is even a viable option, which go check out QE's stream today because he did a thorough job of dismantling that nonsense. What even is atheism? Atheism doesn't exist. There is no such thing as atheism. What is atheism? What is an atheist? It doesn't even exist. And once again, ding, 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 the Bible was right. It tells you that every single man knows that there's God. It's not optional. It was written on their hearts. They know it. But to claim you have some definitive, positive staking of a claim where you say there is no God, which I guess would be negative. So you say you know there is no God. That requires so much more blind faith than acknowledging the inevitably obvious antecedent to creation, right? So you don't realize there is a spiritual war being waged. And so again, because they bucked the system, they came down, they took women as wives. They're freaking out. They couldn't go back up there. God turned down their petition. They're freaking out. They're like, we're going to at least go out on top. We're going to take as many humans down with us as we can possibly get. That's the whole thing. We're going to take all the humans down with us, and we're going to come back. We're going to be revered as gods again, because if we're going out on top, going out swinging, and we're going to bring the humans down with us. So, God, look at the creation you made. They're not worshiping you. They're not grateful. They don't appreciate you. They're listening to us. They're worshiping us. It's just this little secret king attack on God to try to get some credit that they don't have, they don't deserve, with this inflated feeling of self-importance. And again, news break. Hate to ruin the movie for you. They lose in a drastic fashion. Okay? So there's my little rant. Sorry, I'm not trying to preach to you because I hate religion. I hate it. I hate dogmatic things. But I'm just telling you what's up, bruh. So you're going to take it or leave it. But that's not really where I think my role plays. It's you take it or leave it, bro. I'm telling you what's up. And they know what's up. Sorry, I'm going to go check all the chats, guys. I want to show you a couple more things. So we got... All right, here we go. I mean, we could do this all day, dude. With the creepy stuff that's in the Catholic Church, but save image. Surely y'all have seen this, but this is in the Catholic Church. Like, you know, they just go up there and they talk in front of this thing right here. What does that look like to you guys? Anyone in the chat know what this looks like? Yeah, that looks like a snake, bro. Like the serpent. This is supposedly a church again, right? Do you think that design is just a coincidence? You have the actual fangs in the eyes, and it's clearly a snake. It's clearly a snake. Okay. Oh, no, but it must be nice. Must be nice thinking you have all the answers. How dare you? How dare you question the Catholic Church and His Holiness, even though he's a creepy little grabber that's clearly a pedophile and a psychopath. Let's see what else we got. I might open up the phone lines again tonight. I don't know, actually. People might be spiraling again. Yeah, here we go. And this is one of many of these. Here's another one. That sucks. I'm not going to be able to zoom in, but hopefully this will be big enough so y'all can see it. This is one of the little thrones, because you know that thrones, that's what men are supposed to have, thrones. Yeah, it checks out. If you look real closely, there are little naked babies at the top of that. Why? Once again, because of the sex magic required with sustained sensual pleasure and pedophilia under the age of 8. They write about this themselves. It's just like when I say, you know that they're all inbred, right? No, Austin, they're not inbred. Oh, well, here's their own literature telling you that they're freaking inbred. So there's little naked babies. Let's see here. Let's take it in, guys. Take in the gravy. Sure, I'm sure most of you already know about this, to be honest. But oh, naked babies and a snake. No big deal. So what else we got? We got sorry guys, like I said, I probably should have done better. I was been preoccupied. What is that thing called? Dang, does anyone know the name of that thing where they say that Yeshua's coming out of hell? All right, guys, you're gonna have to bear with me because I just want to show you this. Like, what's up, Google? Like, how I'm typing specifically what I want to see in. Does anyone know the names of these things? This is pissing me off, dude. So there's a if anyone knows the name as I talk about it, then let me know. I'll keep looking. So there's this depiction in the Catholic Church where, like, literally, like in the Vatican, I believe, where it's got like all of these demons like depicted in great detail all around what they say is Yeshua. They say it's Yeshua coming out of hell because Yeshua did go down. He's like, it's over, boys. We won. It is done. Right? But so that's how they get away with it. They say that's what it is because they claim to worship Yeshua. It is clearly a whole bunch of demons like looking up to this figure. That would, of course, be Lucifer. Yeah, if y'all don't know the name of it, I guess Google just doesn't want me to see it. I don't know what's going on. So that's one of the things. Dang. Hopefully that didn't mess up. I'm assuming that might have cut out for a second, but I think we're back. Hopefully we're back. All right, I think we're back. I was like, dang, did the grabblers get us? Oh, someone actually knows. Thank you, you're a legend. Fazanese, what? Thank you. You are awesome. Save picture. I'm just trying to, in case, I know a lot of the bears, there are still some bears that are like freaking arguing about the Catholic Church. I don't understand it. I truly don't. I've never understood it. But whatever. Like I said, I'm not going to hold back. What's that, guys? Oh, it's Yeshua. Look at all these demons, and the dude's sitting in his little throne right in front of it, and this thing's rising out of hell. Now you can say it's Yeshua, but the depictions of Yeshua are not real. And again, there was an apocryphal text that was removed. I got that one. What's the other one? There's a giant like fallen angel depiction, like So anyway, like there's an apocryphal text that tells you that the Antichrist that comes, he will have his image cycled or circulated all throughout the world. Everyone will have seen his image before he comes. And this book was removed from you because, if you knew these details, you'd be able to pick up. So what image has been circulated throughout the whole world? The false depiction of Yeshua. So when that guy comes and claims to be Messiah, It will fulfill a prophecy that before he comes, everyone will have seen his image all around the world. But then again, like everyone's seen like every U.S. president all around the world pretty much, right? But I don't know. It's just very interesting to me, because here we go with known Luciferians, and they claim this is Yeshua, but they hate the true Yeshua. So they, of course, had to change his name, so they never could even utter his real name. And they say Jesus. And then which again, you can say Jesus. There's power in the name of Jesus. God supersedes semantics and little grabbler tactics. My point is, they've come up with the names on purpose, because when they say these things, when they say, dear Lord, praise God, praise Christ, praise Jesus, they're talking about Lucifer. Lord directly translates to Baal. God, short for Gadriel, the serpent that deceived. Christ, that's just like a divination, like descriptor. Well, who's their Christ? It is Lucifer. And again, Jesus, suffix Iosis, Zeus. Tied back to Zeus. So is Zeus is symbolic of Luciferian spirit? I don't know. Let's see if I can find this one more. And that's about all I got for you guys. I don't see it, man. There's a really creepy statue-like thing where there's like clearly a fallen angel coming down in the Catholic Church. It's huge. But I don't see it in the chat, so it's all good. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty much it. I don't really have much more. I mean, I said we watched the Lucifer skit again to kind of bring up the vibes a little bit. The Catholic Church is clearly inversion. The Jesuits are the true power structure for everything. And they think they tie back to Atlantis, the antediluvian era civilization, Atlantis. This is where you get all the stories of Aryans. They're the ones that brought sex magic. Literally, they're the ones that brought sex magic. And that's where sex magic ties back to. Okay, and I told you guys about the pentagram, that's dark. Then we have the hexagram, which is actually the sexagram, that's light, illumination. The way you supposedly achieve a lot of this peak illumination is meditation. So yeah, the creepy little Jesuit grabblers, they're all about empty your mind, empty your soul, empty your body, sit there, meditate. Oh, like Hinduism or Buddhism, right? That's what the Jesuits do. They write about it. I will link all of the papers for you. It would be a really boring show if I just sat here and read like hundreds of pages or like just paragraphs to you guys, but I'll link all of it. So that's where that stuff comes from, right? So, but it's not enough. It's not enough. They have to even taint those like demonstrations, right? And the reason they do this, expressions. The reason they do this is because when someone sees that they lied, they're like, oh, I figured it out. They don't want you to know how empowering Buddhism is or Hinduism is. It's like a layered trick. And this is how you know this extends beyond man, because it's so detailed, so meticulous, and extends over so many lifetimes. This is clearly a metaphysical deception, a spiritual battle that's going on, right? But they're like, oh, in the West, they lied about the Eastern religions. It must be the Eastern religions are right. Oh, Buddhism, Hinduism. Oh, I am a god. They don't want us to know I'm a god, blah, blah, blah. No. They have tainted those so that you won't understand their belief, but their belief isn't right. They're wrong. They think that they can attain immortality without God. So that way you get both the best of both worlds, right? Like they're literally secret king, special boy gammas, right? They think they get the best of both worlds. I can just be completely depraving. I can just kill people if I want to. I can have sex with whoever I want to. Solomon had 700 wives, right? That's who they revere. Solomon, want to rebuild Solomon's temple, look at the stream of the Mark, right? This is all built up to this stream. The Jesuit Order is the top, dude. It's the top, okay? Right under Lucifer. It is the top. And then they have a hierarchy within. Why do you think you have to sign blood oaths? The scriptures tell you never ever do that. Never. Not that you can't, I'm not going to say you can't like come back from it. I'm just saying like you can come back from it because it's the blasphemy of the Holy Spirit is the only unforgivable sin. I don't know. It's like knowing it and directly trying to attack the Holy Spirit, like knowing the Holy Spirit's real, like knowing that you are intentionally going in the opposite direction and attack, like blaspheming. And like, I don't know. I don't like to get too much into it because I just have my takes, right? I don't know everything. But that's the whole trick, is just that they think that they have the secret knowledge. It tracks back to Atlantis, and that's what the Jesuits are. They think their bloodlines literally do, and that's why all the popes are related. They always will be related because they're literally inbreeding. So they think that they tie back to the Watchers, bro. Do they? Do they not? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Right? Their beliefs are crazy, bro. And how many people in the world claim to be Catholic? I know it's over 1 billion. And hey, I mean, while we're at it, over 2 billion claim to believe in Islam. And I'm just going to say that was written 600 years after Yeshua was alive. It says, revere the good book, that he's a holy prophet, but that he was wrong and that he lied and that he didn't die on the cross, that Allah took him off the cross to deceive mankind. That's literally what it says in the Quran. I read it. I don't care what anyone tries to say. I've heard people try to say, you don't understand it then. You know, like claiming that they believe in it. I know for a fact that's what it says. So that's what it says. It says Allah took him off the cross and like intentionally deceived humans. So it tells you there'll be a false prophet, then there will be the Antichrist. Now, who's the false prophet? I don't know. I'm just saying that once again, when we go look at their caves, it has Islamic teachings in it too. That's all I'm saying. But I love everybody, bro. I don't want to argue about religion. I don't care. The point here is we are exposing the Jesuit Order, and they're very religious, right? There is not one person in the Jesuit Order that's atheist, but not one of them believe in Yeshua as the Messiah or revere Yeshua, right? Not one of them. But you cannot be in any of these orders while being atheist, because they consider that the dumbest you can be. You're not worthy of being in their orders, in their opinion, because you're way too dumb if you think that atheism is viable. I'm being dead serious. You're not allowed in there because they're like, you'll never reach state of enlightenment. You're too dumb. So, do you see the irony here? The irony is pretty rich. And again, this right here, it's gravy time. The Pentagon's Jesuit war rooms. That one got me, bro. That one's crazy, bro. Villa Farnese. All right, let's come talk to the chats. Guys, just so you know, I'm now looking at the chat. So if you want to send something for me to respond to, now would be a good time, right? Because, God, there's a whole bunch of comments. I will make sure I get to some super chats. Dude, this sucks, though, because I think I got a super chat, and it won't let me pop it up on screen, but I'll still read it. Damn, bro. I saw a super chat pop up. So I'm going to be mad if they only load so long, or I can go somewhere else. Does someone in the chat want to tell me how to do that? I don't even know how to do it. Was it in like maybe YouTube Studio? But guys, I make a lot of boomer jokes to be like so technologically illiterate at times. So if anyone wants to tell me, what up, God Rockin'? I guess you go to videos. Dang, I can't believe I don't know how to do any of this. I have no idea how to find the super chat. I feel bad because I saw someone send one. Does anyone that streams know where you can go to see all the super chats sent throughout the show? Cool story, bro. Thanks. What is light, bro? Bro thinks he's funny. As I'm trying to figure out the super chats, he's trolling me. Thanks for the $5, Rocky. And by the way, I got hands, bro. You're clearly not ready for this agility, so pump the brakes. Trinity is an ancient mystery school thing. Yep. Well, it's this esoteric belief of the Jesuit Order. The Aryans, Atlantis, the Watchers, Luciferianism. Someone sent me a freaking super chat, and I don't want to miss it. Wonderful stream tonight, brother. Thank you very much. Appreciate the super chat. Much appreciated. Y'all are just the best. But I saw another one, and I just really don't want to miss it, so I need to figure it out. I guess I could just Google it and stop being such a loser. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything else. Oh, Richard hit me with $15 on Cash App. Hey, I'll be in Murfreesboro next week. Oh, yeah, we have a Flat Earth meetup in Murfreesboro next week. I think we're going to get it announced on Globebusters, and I'll let you all know about it. Awesome. Thank you, Richard, for the $15 super chat. Much appreciated. Helps a ton. And I do indeed appreciate that as well. All right, we're caught up on everything. The PayPals. The super chat actually worked. YouTube Studio, left side, monetization, $sign supers. Wow, I feel like such an idiot. That's so obvious. Is it going to show me like just from this video? Oh, it's going to show you the videos right here. Okay, yeah, $4.99. It's no joke. The Black Pope is Grand Generalissimo. Whitsitt gets electrostatic for y'all. It isn't easy, yo. Well, appreciate the super chat, my man. $5 super chat from Dromega, Rakia Life, and my Kalian. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, bro, but I still love you. All right, let's go check out D Live. I don't want to miss anybody on D Live. But Austin, NASA says, thank you, Geocentrist, for the limbo. You are the man, bro. Top contributor, Geocentrist. Nico Bear right behind him. Well, behind him. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It only shows you like part of the name. How frustrating is that? They take pride in their degeneracy with another Lambo. I agree. Thank you for the diamonds. Alberta Bear. Thank you for the diamonds and ice creams and lemons. I appreciate all of the support in D-Live. Y'all are awesome. Oh, another diamond. Thank you, Nico Bear. And another diamond. Great work as always, Wit. Thank you. Much appreciated. Much love. Hopefully a bunch of you guys will go over there and follow me on D-Live. We have almost half my total followers in the live chats. Bro, do you want to get kicked out of here for spamming? No, thank you. I guess you're trying to help. Saved by a boomer. That's pretty funny. Indeed, indeed. Your super chats were down? All right, I think we're good. Guys, just go make a D-Live account so that if you don't use it, just go. You should have a D-Live account, right? We got Jaren on D-Live. Go sub to follow Jaren on D-Live. Globebusters has D-Live. Go follow Globebusters on D-Live. If you guys, you have to support what you like or it goes away. Okay? And if you like people that speak the truth unequivocally, they don't back down to censorship, then you got to go support them where they're going to have to go when they get censored, right? Like, we have to support each other. So go sub to Jaren, show him love on D-Live. Globebusters. WitsitGetsIt on D-Live. Just go follow. So if the grabblers come and get me, like, you'll know where I can at least keep going live. You can get on, you can download an app, all that. Obviously, go follow Owen Benjamin on D-Live if somehow you don't already do that. John with $5 super chat. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Y'all are the best. Even though y'all are letting grabblers take a third. Taking a third from you. Is God married? I don't see how he possibly would have to be. He said there is no marriage in heaven. Running is Medici family. You mean is God like Santa, and is there a Miss Claus? No, yeah, there's not. I'm already subbed to all those people on D Live. Are people that late? That's what I'm saying. Because guys, they're gonna come and get us. Lighthouse, I hear about that. I don't know much yet. Yeah, Lighthouse is a platform that's gonna like integrate all of these things. It's gonna have a nice marketplace. It's gonna be completely free speech. You're gonna be able to coordinate with different people. You're gonna not have to worry about like them flooding you down with ads of nonsense and stuff like that. Like it's gonna be an in-house and community effort to build. It combines like social media posts. It's pretty dope. It's super dope. Lighthouse with 3 eyes. I'm signed up to D Live. Cool. Sweet. WitsitGetsIt. Actually, let me just pop this in here. So now you guys have no excuse once I drop this in the chat. Oh, y'all got no excuse. You are on the chat. What do you think about Tubal Arcane? 007 Secret Agent? I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. Yeah, if anybody's ever got if they know what the streams coming up are and they think they can email some gravy about it, like send me sources about the topic, that would be cool. You don't got to, but that would be cool. So we got Christmas, which that one's pretty obvious. I already forgot them, to be honest. We got quite a few. Oh, I was thinking about doing one about the Clash of the Titans, just because it's interesting, and then it's obviously going to be speculation. Oh, the calendar. How the calendar was super grabbled. We're going to talk about that one. Great stream. I'm out. Geocentrist with the Ninja Jet. Thank you very much. You are the man, bro. My goodness. Thank you very much. Thank you for kicking it. Oh, and he's dropping diamonds all over the place, bro. Thank you, dude. Austin, you get my gift sub on BB Show? I don't know. I haven't looked at it. But Nonprofit Bear, thank you. Appreciate it. Like, I want to do the thing where we can have the little side name, but I don't know even how to do that. I can't even post replays yet. I'm not even like the affiliate or whatever. Nico Bear, thank you. Alberto Bear, thank you. And of course, Geocentrist, thank you very much. I'm sure. Surely you're already a mod on here, right? You're not even a mod on here? All right. Yeah, so anyway, there you go. I think it's good. I don't really, it's already been an hour 40, so I don't think I'm going to do the StreamYard thing, bro. I'm going to play the Lucifer video, though, again, because I think it's hilarious. And then we're trying to work on the intros. I think I'm going to start setting up a thing where I have one day a week where we just have I'm going to try and have a set conversation or something like that, or maybe we can have some type of game like the Baby Truther game we play, but I want to have a more interactive night where people get to jump on with the StreamYard link, so we'll start doing that more often, maybe on Fridays. And then I think we may do an Enoch stream tomorrow night. Of course, we have Globebusters tomorrow, and then we may just try and do Enochs on Sunday. I'll have to check with the people involved, like Miggy, make sure he's down or he's available. What else we got? I'm thinking about doing this thing where I start trying to interview people. Dance for me twice. Just kidding. Thank you. Appreciate the super chat. Much appreciated. Dance for the shekel. So yeah, so like different topics, like maybe people that are like experts in certain fields or have a lot of knowledge, or just cool people that I know that I want to help promote or whatever like that, which I can't. I mean, I'm like super small, I guess it's kind of stupid, but I'm thinking I might do that. I want to set up a bunch of stuff, but don't worry, tons of gravy coming. Tons of gravy coming. And I would say plan on an Enoch stream tomorrow, where we're going to pick up where we left off, and much less contrarians, because that's just ridiculous. So let's just check this video out real quick.
looking at the telescope, I'm pretty sure it's just like, what is it? It's large. It's a binocular telescope, right, boys? It's near infrared utility. It's got utility. It's not infrared, but it's near infrared. Okay, we got to make sure we let the people know it's near, not close to, near infrared utility with, is there a camera? Is there field units? Yeah, let's put all that in. And it's for, is it for galactic research? No. It's not galactic. It's extragalactic research. And I just feel like it flows the best when I say large binocular telescope near infrared utility with camera and integral field unit for extragalactic research. I feel like that's, what does that spell out anyway, guys? Lucifer? Lucifer. You sure you want to use that, guys? I mean, Lucifer is the angel of darkness. He rebelled against God. And, you know, I know we're the Vatican, and I know we claim to be Christian. And I know that it would be weird if we named our telescope Lucifer. But I just think it's worth it to make sure everybody knows exactly what it is. I mean, what should we take out here, guys? Should we take out the large binocular? Because everybody needs to know that it's a large binocular telescope. I mean, it's large. And if people don't know it has near infrared utility, then no one will take us seriously when we're checking out the zodiacal lights. Just go with it. I know we're going to get kicked back because we named it after what we claim to be our enemy is. Like, you know what? That's the info people need. It can't be Lucifer. It has to be large. Everyone needs to know it's large. But, sir, they can look at it and see that it's large. No, they can't. What about great? It's great. Crucifer? No. Crucifer is not the angel that rebelled against God. What's that, sir? Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Good times. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for kicking it per usual. I think we got some more music on the way. I am not the biggest, like, trap beat rap fan anymore. So that's why you see the intro's got a totally different vibe to it. My boy Eli has got crazy lungs, like, and sings super good. So I want to, get him to sing a hook. Yeah. So I threw these on, and I was like, oh, I just don't want to forget these words. And I did it on some app, but I want to try and get some legit, dope, thought-provoking music out there with nice vibes. That's just not like the same reiterative trap beats over and over where I'm riding with 4 whores in a 4 in the morning. Like, shut up. It's like an idiot. So yeah. Just so we can throw them on the streams, right? So maybe have an intro and an outro or whatever. Then I'm going to work on the logo. We're going to work on blah, 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 blah. We're going to increase in quality as we go. In a world where no one knows what the world is, gammas run wild. Who will prevail? Great respect. Thanks. Much love. Thanks for kicking on DLive once again. Everyone should go follow on DLive. I guess I just got a copyright. Don't stream copyright content. What did I? Oh, how? There's no way that the freaking. How could that be copyrighted? It's. I guess if Owen doesn't want me playing his videos, but he specifically says he doesn't care. So that was super weird. Anyway. Yeah, so like I always say, unplug from the box, metaphorical ideological box. I do want to show y'all this one more time just so y'all can really let this sink in. This is esoteric Gnostic belief systems. It ties all the way back to the pre-flood antediluvian civilization of Atlantis. And that's why they're so obsessed with Egyptian mythology, Jesuit Order. So once again, just check it out. They have little creepy Jesuit caves. And we're just going to scroll through these pictures real fast again. Look at this. Oh, this got something to do with Jesus. Little creepy caves. They used to call them the black coats. The natives did. Oh, yeah. Snake on his head. I wonder what that could ever have anything to do with. This is a Jesuit. Oh, it's got Buddha in there. That checks out. Who, of course, was literally white with blue eyes and skinny and, dare I say, stupid. Oh, I'll do a stream slaughtering that sacred cow too, because I want quality viewers, not quantity viewers. I'd rather have quality over quantity. You know, hence my literal first stream just talking about the earth being flat. So yeah, I'm gonna slaughter Buddhism. Get ready for it. If you're gonna spiral, just don't show up. Doing great, kid. Thank you very much. There's a quote where he straight up tells you Buddha straight up predicts Lucifer coming, the Antichrist. He straight up predicts him. So yeah, he's got to go down. So we'll do that to you. If y'all have any suggestions, email me, Whitsitt@ProtonMail. I have WitsitGetsIt@gmail also. Whitsitt@ProtonMail is the one I check the most. Of course, we have Patreon. I think it's patreon.com/WitsitGetsIt, but you can just message me on there. There's not too many people on there, so I can see it more often. Double check, make sure there's not anything I'm missing here. Nope. No. Oh, Blaze, thank you very much for the XRP, by the way. You're awesome. Great show, Austin. Cheers. Thank you. Much love. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. So much love. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Jesuit order out of chaos. They want to bring about the reign of their order out of chaos. That's what it actually means. Illuminati and Zionism, these are just covers. They're like way lower down on the totem pole. So that's like their bankers and their war criminals because they don't get their hands dirty. They're literally Luciferian, creepy, crazy people, right? And that's what Catholicism is. It's a Luciferian doctrine. I don't care what anyone has to say about it. Explain that. Explain that. Explain the naked babies. Explain that. You can't. Gravy time. All right. It's been real. It's been cool. Been real cool. Don't let weak-minded, creepy little losers shy you away from speaking the truth, because that always happens in history. The weak-minded little secret kings think they can intimidate the people that are speaking the truth. So just stand up in the face of ostracism. I'll catch up with you on the flip. Much love. Peace.
That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers acting say they high, say they simple pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up, had to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in the field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Took the way you saw the world, then distorted it. Now you think you wanna rock that twirl somewhere orbiting. Theories disproportionate, the truth distorted quick with a forceful grip. They force a misinfo that we absorbing quick. Took the people's signature to mean extorted it. They forging it. If news ain't good informants who informing them, there's a surplus, but they tell us there are shortages. Credit economy mortgages, dollar that's supported with empty fortresses. But what's important is this: we porting ships, important gifts. Of course it is, but extortion is in accordance with an assortment list of foreign tricks we ignoring, which informing this, informing this. It looked like we were snoring tricked. Pedophilia and the government endorsing it. Yeah, eugenics is exactly what abortion is. You just vilify those insubordinate. Way to matrix engineer, that's unfortunate. Geopolitically, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers acting say they high, say they simple pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up just to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real?